So we're getting into it. A first ride Swordbreaker. I believe this is actually the only Shadow Paladin player that we have in the tournament. If there's more, we have I think 2 or 3 or something like that. But full board on the mains. So did get optimal as far as the mains on the field go. But of course, Swordbreaker never going to be the sexiest first grade 1 ride. Not sure what the Spike player will be able to do to respond here with the first one yet. But hey, 5K grade 1. Not that crazy. Luckily, in the standard meta, currently there's not insane amounts of grade 1 rush. But against spikes, no, yeah, so just dropping down the 8K grade 1 and swinging. So doesn't look like we had much coming out from the spike player's hand. And of course, the 15K shield value in hand early game. Just going to drop it, make sure that you're not going to take any damage or take a crit. And there's the Blast Dark Ride, which means that we're setting up for a Danger Lunge to get that out and call it back with the wonderful Masquerades. And we got some of our... Never mind. I was going to talk about our commentators that are coming back, but, you know, he's taking a break. And we actually are seeing the grade 2 bird, the Fallen Dive Eagle, the free PG as an intercept. So the cool part about that card is they either have to swing at it or they have to expect it to PG. And Mordred coming in hand and another Swordbreaker. So a good setup here coming out from Unner. Going back to Spike Brothers' turn, and it looks like Solemn has returned from the depths. What do you think about this match, my friends? It's going to be Spike Brothers versus Shadow Paladins. Oh, no audio. Sorry. You're going to have to go ahead and repeat everything you just said because you are now no longer muted.
Oh.
All right, so what do you... let's just try it again. Welcome
Rip,
back,
man.
Solemn, for the first time. I said...
Yeah, man, I wasn't here before. I was just talking to myself.
I did say Pog for dog in the chat. So shout outs to the dogs that Solemn got to pet on his way out.
Yeah, man. So I patted my dogs. I scroached them. They're all good now. Got some food. So yeah, we tested Fallen Knife Eagle quite a bit. And so against spikes, it's actually really cool in the sense that they can get so huge on their turn 3, and just being able to go intercept is really nice. But even if you don't, it's still like this lightning rod that will force them to attack it at some point. So now we see this rush at grade 2. At some point, they still want to attack that eagle, or they will have to deal with it on turn 3.
100%. And now we got our other lovely commentator joining us back. How you doing, Chris?
Hello, hello. I just shoveled 20 pieces of sushi down my throat. How are you guys doing?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. So 20 pieces of sushi and a dream over here. The other dream we got going on is this Shadow Paladin versus Spike Brother match. So if you did not hear, we are watching Klashified versus Unner. If you guys want to hop into that match. We did watch Klashified a little bit earlier, but his was the game that had to get dropped against M. Winley, I believe. So this is Klashified perspective on the left side for you guys watching on stream. And he had a pretty solid second turn here, finishing it out. Got to drop about 2 or 3 cards from hand. Did not swing for the eagle. And now we're going back into what's most likely to be either a Danger Lunge ride. Yep. So he is going to be able to set up, pull out that Blaster Dark from his soul, put it into his hand, and really get set up for his Mordred turn. We did watch him drive check a Mordred earlier in the game, so he's going to have that online next turn. And because Spikes didn't go first, Mordred just has such an inherent advantage, was able to get Nemain out turn 1 as well. So he's been searching every turn, deck thinning. Swordbreaker's coming out, able to get some card draw. And Chris, what are your thoughts here on the board state if you're caught up to speed on CFA?
Yep, I just got caught up. One thing I want to comment on that's not the board state real quick is I think it deserves a shout out from actually a mutual friend of mine and Solemn's, Toyo, that makes the sleeves that you see there, the really nice Luard sleeves, the like event winner ones. So those are really, really clean. Just thought I'd give her a shout out because she does
really cool.
Yeah, so I think that's worth pointing out. But I mean, looking at this board state, I think going first, he's like looking at Unner. He's got a perfect setup. I mean, he got the Nemain early from what I saw in the replay, and then being able to go into the Danger Lunge on turn 3, recycle his grade 2, use that Masquerade. We saw him find the Mordred. He's basically all but set up for. I mean, he's basically just set up for next turn. I didn't see if he's been already searching for Blaster Darks or not, and I don't see any in the Soul, which I mean, he would have Soul Blasted with the Danger Lunge if he did have them.
Yes,
but
he did that.
Okay, so I mean, it's looking really good, but honestly, looking at Klashified again, like we've already seen him previous round as well. Like he sets up really easily. Again, huge props to Ronaldo that's able to just fill up your board for such a simple cost and being such a good early game tempo card. I think that card is really just it's so good. The fact that that skill is on V and R is just amazing. And so I think that right now for Unner, the main priority here is just to make sure that he doesn't, like, I think attacking that Brachy was the right move. It's like to make sure he doesn't get too much tempo and he's able to like not go too crazy on the next grade 3 turn, whether it's Bull Spike or Zyfried. So I think honestly it's hard to say who's really in a better position here, but it's a really solid game so far.
Yeah,
This heal was actually pretty insane.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
Having access to that Blaster Dart that was previously locked up in damage zone, it's going to be pretty big.
Yeah, and on top of that, he's able to go down to 1, push his opponent up to 3, so he does have a fairly large advantage. He gets to go first, got advantage from the main every single turn. He got to use that counter blast as a draw and then heal it off anyway. He has HP damage advantage. He has 2 Blaster Darks set up in ready to go, excluding the ones in his hand already. Danger Lunge put one in his hand. He healed one away, so the grade 1 Masquerade can put it back in. So, like you guys said, Shadow Player is really, really, really set up, but it's actually going to come down to what can Klashified do to kind of stabilize a little bit. And, I mean, we're looking at 6 cards to 8 or 9 and a full board. So, as far as number of cards and damage, Shadow Paladin has a huge advantage here. So Unner with a large advantage there. But like we already said, Spikes can absolutely stabilize, bring this back, and I think no matter what, we're going to have a solid game coming out of this.
Another thing that I think is worth mentioning is that here, Klashified can basically try to trade rears a little bit and then have the hit pressure of Zyfried. So, I mean, the not so nice part is that he would keep his opponent on 1 if he chooses to guard the Vanguard, but if he doesn't, then, you know, he pushes a bit of damage, but by trading the rears and stuff, he's able to retire something, stand something, you know. I mean, there's nothing he could retire here would really make a big difference apart from maybe the Eagle, but
Yeah.
I think it's overall just, like, he's not really out of it.
No.
And Zyfried is a good ride as well. I think that Bull Spike would be much more effective once he's at 3 at least. So I think this is definitely a good tempo so far. And seeing that Grand Mobile is also nice, works really well with the Zyfried because it does require another copy of Grand Mobile in the Soul. But being able to restand just like that when your Vanguard attacks is honestly really strong. So that's a card I really like to see here. It's really cool, but it does lead to this higher chance of bricking because it is a giftless grade 3.
Yes.
So that is a bit of it's a risky choice, but it can work out like, you know, tenfold.
Yeah, absolutely.
One interesting thing to see there is, doesn't it kind of invalidate Zyfried's on hit? Because it's only freestanding when your Vanguard attacks, right?
Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah, when your Vanguard attacks, yeah.
But
Yeah,
then
So it is a
attack
very
with-
scary card no matter what.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
because you can still swing other rear guard, restand with. Oh, you'd have to swing rear guards first, and then you're really banking on Seafried hit. But no matter what, you're getting 4 attacks. Is the cool part about it, because there's no on hit, right? It's just when it attacks, you can restand it. So
Yes.
it's it's not restricted by an attack hitting. So if you have a solid board, yeah, this is exactly what I was mentioning. So he is going to swing both rear guards first. He can leave that Wonder Boy not boosting. And then if Seafried's skill does hit, if Seafried does hit this bird, then he can just restand the other rear guard, which is going to be the Gyroslinger. But I mean, it's a lot of resources right now. He has no counterblast left and anything. Of course, Seafried does not require a counterblast, but this is actually a really smart play. He's going for the bird because he's forcing the bird just to die. He's or dropping a PG from hands, and he still gets another attack. So he got I believe he drove check a draw trigger there, and now he's still swinging for another 36. And bird is still there, so he is probably just going to lose the bird this turn or take 1 damage. But yeah, he's thinking right now, trying to figure out what he wants to do. I think that was really smart sequencing on behalf of Klashified part. Got a lot of cards out of hand, forced a PG, really didn't want to get hit with the Seafried. But, I mean, in all honesty, he could have let the Seafried hit, right? Because Gyro String is
Yeah,
only
it
swinging
wouldn't
for
matter.
18. So maybe that's a little bit of misplay to PG because he's only at 2 damage. But, maybe it'll come back to bite him later. As far as reducing damage early, maybe if that's his goal, that's definitely what's going on here. And there's the Fallen Dive Eagle as the intercept. And, that's that.
Yeah,
So
he doesn't want to be taking that extra crit attack.
Actually, drop PGing there wasn't that bad because this means he could still eagle the Grand Mobile no matter what.
Right, yeah. And that wasn't...
So I
it
suppose the
was
same
swinging for
thing.
2 damage. You're right. I forgot that there was a Force 2 on it. So, yeah,
Yes,
you're 100%...
whether it's draw PGing the Grand Mobile attack or the eagle is pretty much the same thing.
Right, exactly. Actually...
Yeah.
Yeah, either way, it's all over. We're going into it. There's the Masquerade. He's searching probably to find another Blaster Dark, I'm assuming. We know he already has access to 2. There it is. So now he has full access to 3 Blaster Darks already. 1 is in the drop zone, so it's only going to require a grade 1 Masquerade to pull it out. Or, maybe a Danger Lunge or something. I can't imagine. But either way, he is going to have access to 3 Blaster Darks. 2 are already in hand. And so we are going to see double Blaster Dark on the field right now. I can almost guarantee that. And then those are going to be some pretty scary... Oh, wait, what? Oh, he's moving it up, and I was like, bro, this man just shove forward, swing, 15K, your move, buddy. Like, oh, God, what a legend. Like, all right, so yeah, he's putting that up because he's going to call over with the Blast Dark. Anyway, acquire an imaginary gift. So these are going to be some pretty crazy swings. Another one, probably going to put that force marker underneath that Blaster Dark. Yes, this is going to be 25, 30. That's going to be a 28K swinger. That's going to be 35, then 40. These numbers are huge, and he can really do anything he wants with them. Going face, let's see. Do you think that's the right play here, Chris?
I mean, honestly, this will be, what, 15K to drop? I think he should boost with an main on the next one because that way he needs to commit more than just a heal to guard with.
Yeah.
And then if he stands with a 40K anyway, he gets the defensive though, which is going to change things quite a bit because, I mean, these Blaster Darks are going to be massive, but that's going to make it so much easier to guard now. So here, not boosting is actually kind of okay because now you're forcing him to give up one of these really precious grade 1s. Like, I mean, we all know Spike grade 1s, like every single one of them does something crazy.
Yeah.
So he definitely doesn't want to lose them, and they cannot be recycled with Wonder Boy either. So that's I think that does make a change. But so far, I think for Unner and seeing that crit too, I think he's definitely moving in the right direction, and that crit is definitely going to make a difference here because having the crit pressure now on, let's say, like that biggest Blaster Dark, that can potentially spell lethal depending on what Klashified's hand is, but I'm sure you can survive it.
Right. So I'm assuming he's going to put crit power on that big Blaster Strike, which I think he's doing. Yep, all left.
Yep.
So there is full power. That's going to be a 55K with crit to Vanguard. Swing with it first, forcing out a PG. Yep. So 4 cards left in hand. He's most likely going to take this, or I can see him swinging at the grade 3 on the right here. Yep, there it is. Try and relieve that pressure. Forcing more shield value out of hand as well. Yeah, there it is. So 33K shield. Yeah, that was a really smart play. It was no matter what going to force 10K more shield value out of hand, or it was going to get rid of a unit that's restanding and forcing cards out of his own hand. So smart play. Sitting at only 2 damage, which means that the Spike player has to attack because you can't let him sit at 2, which means no matter what, if he survives, he'll have Counterblast available for Mordred, Counterblast available for Masquerade, and he'll have a fairly scary turn. So he's going to have to rebuild and stabilize a little bit during this turn because I think he's definitely playing behind, and there is the Bull Spike. Chris, what are you thinking here? Or Solemn. Solemn, what are you thinking? Go ahead.
So basically, even if you damage the Night Shadows here, they can simply just Danger Lunge.
Yeah.
And since you're at 4, it's over.
Exactly.
So that's something to keep in mind. You can't just damage an item. You're basically you have to pray at this point, I think, that Bull Spike's aggression and Force 2 shenanigans will end the game, but I doubt that given his massive hand right now.
Right. But to something to keep in mind with that, if you wanted to Danger Lunge, he would have to ride and have a Danger Lunge in hand because that Danger Lunge would only be active on rearguard because it needs 3 force markers under it. So if you ride...
No, it doesn't need to be under it. They just need to be active
on
the field anyway. Yes.
I've been playing this deck so wrong. That's so free. What?
Yes, it's insane.
Dude, I read that so wrong. All right, yeah, Danger Lunge is active as hell. All right, no, you're good. Yeah, that's 100% right. Even if you damage an IM, that's so nuts. God, that card's so broken.
Yes.
I'm upset.
Oh, also, someone in chat is saying, see, if that was Solemn playing, he'd be swinging a 91K Danger Lunge. He's not wrong.
All force markers rear guard. Let's go. That's so funny.
it could still happen. I mean, he'll probably rewrite next turn. That's another force marker. Then he has the Masquerade grade 1 in hand, so that's another force marker. So, yeah, but I mean, first we do have Klashified's turn here. I mean, he could still make a dent to some extent. I think the only problem is that the Grandmobile is kind of sitting here as a dud because it won't be going online unless he has
a counter
put it into the soul. Nope, he did not put it into the soul, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he can try to push here quite a bit, and the Bull Spike definitely does help with, like not only passing around the force markers, but also being able to retire something and, draw himself an extra card. Sadly, only once per turn, but the thing is when you're playing against Shadows, like, what are you going to retire? He has 2 Nemains. Like, he already foolproofed himself. Like, he set up the second Nemain so that he needs a second retire to fully take care of them. So even retiring 1 doesn't do anything. Retiring Swordbreaker doesn't do anything. Retiring Blaster Dark, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't actually make a big difference. So this pressure that he has with, like, a Force Marker unit not hitting isn't actually doing that much. And that's the most unfortunate part.
Yeah. Exactly. And there's going to be no restand active for that big scary boy anyway. So this is going to be 3 attacks and a wrap. So there's no restand units on the board right now, at least to my knowledge. Yeah, nothing. So at most, we're going to see him plus a little bit in hand, but with 0 cards in hand, he's going to draw 1. At most, he's ending with like 5 cards in hand if he like double draws and draws from skill. So I don't even know if I fully agree with just swinging face here. Oh, there's a.
This is 3 damage.
Yeah. All right. So that's pretty spicy. So push him to 5.
Imagine a crit for game,
bro.
Yeah, that would have been sad.
1 defensive. So only 1 defensive. He still has plenty of cards in hand. We know. I think we have knowledge on a draw PG if I remember correctly. So these units aren't going to be huge. Bull Spike skill here is going to be moving all of those force markers over.
Yep.
So this
passing them around easily.
I almost made a really distasteful joke, but I ain't going to do that. So this is going to be a fairly big swing here. 28K. That's going to be what, 30? Yeah, 28 plus. Yeah, 38. That's what I thought. Yeah. So pretty big. Just 20K shield. Yeah. And he has to guard
double
now.
Blaster Dark intercepts. Let's go.
Yo.
Or
at
just
this point, he could, right?
Yeah, I mean, he has at least 1 grade 1 Masquerade. I don't know if he has a second one.
But he doesn't need the second one if he can call Danger Lunch.
He has Danger Lunch.
Yeah, exactly. I think the play is actually to double Blaster Dark intercept, because then he can get them both in hand for pretty low resources, call both of them again, and get 2 more force markers. So it's just adding more power to the field. Yeah, so 1 got retired. I'm assuming he's going to intercept with the other one. He has Danger Lunge and Grade 1 Masquerade, so he is going to be able to get them both back out onto the field if he wants to. But I think that's just kind of unnecessary at that point. So there's 2K guard with the Masquerade.
Note
go ahead.
Is that he retired, I believe, the wrong Blaster Dark, because that's the circle where you want to put Danger Lunge.
Yep.
Now then again, he can always Masquerade grade 1, so it doesn't really matter all that much, but it's just this slight optimization that may end up costing you a game if he doesn't have the grade 1 Masquerade.
Yeah, and so the drive checks it was a crit and a what was the second drive check? Do you guys see it? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was just a blank.
Okay, so not a ton of shield value in hand. He's got 4 cards. 2 of them we don't know. We know a crit, and I think it was a grade 1 or something. So not a ton of shield value. I mean, against
Skill Parade Mavis.
Okay, and
nice.
even if he had 4 heal triggers in hand, I don't think he has enough shield value to guard these attacks.
Yes, I highly doubt it as well.
So he's
so gonna farm some more force markers. God.
Yeah.
It's now or never, right? Spikes can really hurt you if you don't kill them right now.
Yeah, if he doesn't win right now, he's dead. Oh,
he doesn't actually have the Danger Lunge, so he has to win off the Blaster Darks. But even then, we're looking at loads of attacks.
No triggers.
Numbers. Oh man.
Swinging 40K. That's a 30K guard. I think he's just gonna take it. In all honesty. Yeah, and that's gonna be it.
Gonna be game.
Yeah, and Unner taking it over our boy, whose name I am getting Klashified. Unner taking it over Klashified. Moving on again, undefeated.